Okay, I'm going to show you how to create markers on your map. You're going to edit your mission.sqm directly. And that's if you take a look in your server. This is my DayZ server. Here's my folder MP missions. And I'm running Overwatch right now. This is my Overwatch mission. It's just a blank mission. All I got is these three files that are standard. This is the only file that we're going to edit, mission.sqm. And we'll show you how to do that in a little bit. Okay, the first thing to pay attention to is where are your missions going to be saved. If you take a look in My Documents on your computer, you've got a folder, Arma 2, and another one, Arma 2 Other Profiles. Back in your game, player profile, if you play on the game name, if your game name is the one that's logged into your computer, that's Arma 2. If you have a new profile that you've created, mine is Shooting Blanks, then it's going to be under Arma 2 Other Profiles. So, My Documents, Arma 2, see that's Frank. My Documents, Arma 2 Other Profiles, there's Shooting Blanks, that's what I'm playing. Now, we have missions and MP missions. That's because we have two different editors here. If you are on the main screen right here, and you press down Control E, it pops up with a little map. You can create a 3D editor that edits and creates SQF files. Right here you can create, let's see, you can edit in 3D, and you can actually create stuff right here. You know, there it is. You can see it, move it, but that's not what we're going to do, because that creates SQF files. So you have to make sure that you understand that there's two separate editors and they are not entirely interchangeable. So we're going to use, if you click on the profiles, we're going to use the one in MP missions. It's empty. I've deleted everything that's in there that I've been fooling with so that we can easily find what we need. So to use the MP missions, we're going to have to click on multiplayer. Down at the bottom, click on new. And you're going to create a game. Just hit OK. Now, whatever map you're using, that's what you're going to create. We're using Chernarus. And we're going to click New Editor. Play. Now I've got a blank map. If I click on markers, this is just to show you there's no markers, there's no nothing, this is blank. We're going to save this. And we're going to save it as test markers and saved it as a user mission. Now if I go back here to MP missions, now here's my test markers. And it has a mission SQM. And it's very basic, has nothing in it, it's 2 kilobytes large. So what we're going to do is let's exit out of this again. Now that we've got a basic mission saved, and there it is right there. So next time we come in, we're going to click on Chernarus and we're going to click on the blue. See, this is blue. So now we're going to go to back, and we'll start again. What we're going to do now, though, is we want to edit our actual server mission.sqm. So I'm in my DayZ server, click on MP missions, here's my Overwatch, and I'm going to right click and copy mission.sqm. Now I go to the Arma 2 Other Profiles, Shooting Blanks, MP missions, test markers, alright, test markers, and I'm going to paste. And you can see this one here is 42 kilobytes. This has got a lot of information in it. So now I've copied my missions SQM onto the one that I was editing. So now if I click on new, hit OK to create a game. Now you'll see it says you got to make sure you click on the map that you're using, DayZ Overwatch, and it's blue. Means that when it's blue, that means that there's a folder in my MP missions. That's where it is. It's a folder in the MP missions. And I click on edit. Now if I zoom out and I click on markers, now you can see all the markers. Here's your spawn points. This is the center of the map that's used for a lot of different functions in the game. So let's create a marker. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is, you know that when you start DayZ, you have all them guys and all those units. I don't know if they show up here. Yeah, they don't show up here. But there's a bunch of units on here. And we need to be able to select one that we can, that's going to be right here, because DayZ, they usually spawn off into debug somewheres and then they're teleported over here. So we don't want one of those guys, and they don't have maps or anything. We want to look at a map, so we want a regular player, and we're going to do a unit. And because all the DayZ guys are blue 4, we're going to make ours op 4 so that he's easy to find. I'll show you in a minute here. Control, got to hit control player, and there we go. So now I got my guy right here. Now if I preview, see all these are all the DayZ AI. They're on blue 4. If I click on op 4, this is the guy I want to play. This is the guy that's at did I select something wrong? I selected something wrong. I selected a ship, not a man. Yeah, but you already knew that. Now if I preview, click on op 4, rifleman, hit OK, and here he is right here. See, he's right where I want him to be. And when I click on him, he has a map. So now, to get back into the editor, this is kind of hosed up. You gotta click on restart and then click on back to get back to the editor, and you edit. Okay, there's my guy. Now let's click on a marker. Let's name our marker marker Northwest Air Base. And icons, rectangles, ellipse. Let's start with a rectangle because we know that they work. And we're going to make it blue, and we're going to make it have a grid pattern, and it's going to be 200 meters by 200 meters. And there it is. Now if I click on preview, I click on my guy here, there you can see it. It's right there. There's our marker. Markers work. If I copy my mission SQM back into my server, there's going to be this big blue grid over top of Northwest Air Base. It has no text on it. There's nothing we can really do with it yet, but we'll fix that. Exit, restart, back, edit. Okay, click on markers to show your markers. Now, one of the differences between icon, rectangle, and ellipse is the text. If we put op for guy here, and it's a rectangle, see there's no text. Rectangles do not show text. Icons show text. See now with the icons, you need the icon to be just one. Okay. Now, one thing you'll notice is it's got the text, but the icon is empty. That means it's not going to show up. Now, what kind of icon do we want? We got all these choices here, and this is where some of your issues are going to come in. Do you see all these choices for markers that you can put in? If we open up our DayZ server, at DayZ Overwatch, add-ons, DayZ_NM, config banned, config markers.hpp. This is all the markers that are banned. And if you take a look, that's a lot of markers that are banned. Overwatch does not want you to use those. Neither does DayZ. Epoch probably, I don't think there's anything banned in Epoch, so in Epoch you can use probably any marker. But if you're not using Epoch, then you're limited in what markers you can use. So, that's what happens. Like the empty marker doesn't, it's banned, not show up. Dot, flag, start, end, warning. Here they are. Let's see. There's my dot. Right? Destroy, start, end, warning. They're all right here. They're all banned. I can't use those. I've already found one that I know I can use, and that is NATO base. So NATO base is that little blue flag right there. So now if I preview, click on my op4 guy, I knew that because I was in debug. And there it is. I'm in game. There's my icon. There's my text. Escape, restart, restart, back, edit. Now click on markers. So I can change the color. I can change the size. Now the size is only for this right here. It really looks bad when it gets big. So if you want to use an icon, you want it to be small. So what you can use here is, if you want to have a place, you can use the rectangle. You can use the rectangle in with a border or a cross. Default red, 200 by 200. See, and you can use these together. You could put an icon of some type, and then you can use it with in conjunction with this other one if you want. But there's the thing to notice, is that rectangles and ellipses don't do text. Icons do text. You can change the color. You can change the size. And the size is the size of the icon, so it gets, the text stays the same. And you can't use an icon that's banned. So now I save this, test markers, exit out, go to back to my Arma 2 other profiles, shooting blanks, MP missions, test markers, and edit with notepad, and let's see, test marker. Now what do we name? We named it marker 1, marker Northwest Air Base. There we go. So there it is. It's and here's the rectangle that we created, and they're already on there. So I can use this marker right here, marker Northwest Air Base, with any script. If I want to use create Sarge AI or Daisy AI, and it says, you got to write down, you got to create all this: the position, the name, the type, the color, the size, the size of it, and the location. You don't have to type all that in. You can go to your editor. Now, why would I go to the editor and keep it in there? Because now, suppose I wanted to create, Northwest Air Base. Suppose that's the biggest reason that you create markers, is to create spawns. Or suppose I had a base. Suppose I had a base right here. Let's delete this one. So now we only got the rectangle. Suppose I got a base, and someday I say, I don't want the base here. I want to move the base. Well, instead of going through and finding where the marker goes, it keeps all the, because the name is rect, the name stays the same. I just drag the marker somewhere else. I can change the color. I can do whatever I want with the marker, and I just save the mission. And there it is. Let's see, Control F, rect. See, now the other marker's gone, and number 8 rectangle, and it's got its new position. So now all you have to do is go to your test mission, right click, copy, and go to your Daisy server and right click, paste. And now you have a marker that you can use in your mission.sqm, and you don't need to go through all the finding these positions and writing the markers. It's got a name. Just make sure that you give it the name that you're going to use. And if it doesn't show up, it's because your marker type is banned.